Day 173. Yeah. Well, I was wrong. It rained. Or at least sprinkled all night. I slept way in. It's like 7 a.m. right now. And my eyes all puffy and shit. But I got up as high as them glaciers. I am up there. I had no idea what any of this looked like when I got here last night. Oh, that's where I slept. Very low to the ground. So everything's kind of wet. Yeah, it happens. Only kind of wet, though. But look at all the blue skies and stuff. Well, blue skies mostly. There's little clouds here and there, but looks like today's going to be a good day. Anything that got wet, I could dry off today. I'm not in a hurry anyway. So I'm still just going to sit here for another hour, do my rituals, make my coffee, kick back, relax. I see no reason to wake up early now that it's just cold and wet. You're just colder and wetter longer, so what the hell's the point? I might as well wait until the sun comes up. Not that night crawling has come to an end or anything, but, what's the point of being colder, wetter, longer? Although I'm not really making miles right now. I think I did like 22 yesterday. 5 the day before. For shame. I still got to tape up my feet and all that fun stuff. They already hurt. Yay. Yeah, let's start with coffee. I knew that it was pretty chilly last night, but it turns out it's actual ice. Not a whole lot of it, but that is definitely ice. Yay. Times are changing. Gotta get a move before I freeze to death out of here. Go away, water. I don't want to carry you around all day. Still, nylon's kind of a pain in the ass. Yeah, it keeps the water off of you, but it gets wet on both sides. It doesn't necessarily drip out of the other side, but it gets wet. So, since I had a bush occupying the right-hand side of where my tent is, I was stuck on the left-hand side, so of course I was touching this all night. So my sleeping bag's wet and all sorts of stuff like that, but not horribly. Anyway, it looks like the sun might just come out today. It'd be appreciated, son. You smell my pee? You guys just like deer and you're like, oh, I smell pee. Oh, got another one over here. You're like, oh, I didn't know you were still here. I just smelled the pee. I was just going to come over and clean it up. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. Yeah, you guys can have the pee if you want. You just got to, puddles right there. So, you can come on in and get some. Good morning, ladies. But this is why I mock the bow hunters all in camo, with camo on their faces and everything. What's the point? I'm not in camo. You guys come right up to me. They ain't the first ones, How hard is hunting when they come to you? I could hunt you with a lasso right now if I knew how to use a lasso. Oh, the sun's starting to come out. I can see it on that other cliff over there. So yeah, more foot problems. Left foot is giving me nothing but problems. So it's got that one big hole on the left-hand side with that big abrasion. Another one started on the right-hand side yesterday. It already broke through the skin. I didn't even notice it. And then I can feel some on the tip of my big toe, but I can't see anything, so I just covered that bitch in tape anyway, just to be on the safe side. Alright, I got clouds rolling in again. So they're probably going to eat up the sunshine. Which way are you guys moving? Yes, you are headed towards me. Of course you are. Of course you are. So before the sun gets here, they'll probably block it out. So I'm gonna say screw it. I was gonna wait here if the sun was gonna hit me soon, just so it could dry out that stupid big old Barney tent. But I don't think that's gonna happen, so fuck it. Let's just pack up before it starts raining again, huh? Okay, we gotta get out of here before we freeze to death, man. Still 240 miles to go or something like that. I am not moving fast. In different areas, I can get that done in 2 weeks. But this is gonna take me 3. Especially at the pace I'm going. I really need to just get back into the game, man. Stop being a bitch. Start hiking, man. Put on some miles. Oh yeah, my feet are killing me. Fuck. There's always something holding me back. Oh, I ain't gonna let you stop me, feet. You can slow me down a bit, but you ain't stopping me. Do you know who I am? You should by now, man. I'll drag you along limping and bleeding, motherfucker. This hike's almost over. I ain't gonna let my feet stop it. Okay, let's make all of this garbage fit inside that tiny little thing. Okay, about a mile in. My feet are holding up pretty well. They don't hurt any more than they used to. I think I got everything taped up all proper like. I still have 44 miles to go till Leavenworth. That's the next decent sized city. There's something else at that point, but it seems like a tinier one. The Leavenworth has a Safeway, so that's where I'm going to try to get to. Real grocery store, that'd be nice. But 44 miles away, I don't know how this terrain is. That'll at least be 2 days. It'd be nice to knock out like 30 today. And then 14 tomorrow and get in there, you know, mid-afternoon or something. Breakfast is not happening. Unless I find some snazzy shortcut, which I don't think there's shortcuts in this area. Just gonna guess that one. There's no roads or anything. Rowdy was gonna do me a slack pack, but we couldn't find any roads for the next 70 miles where she could, you know, pick me up, drop me off my stuff or whatever it would have been. Oh well, it'd have been nice to slack pack. But fuck it. Maybe later on. That was a nice little pick-me-up. Came around the corner, saw some hikers I know. There's a little lake if I felt like getting water. I'm going to be lazy. I have very little water on me, but it's all downhill, chilly day. And then there's water. There'll be seasonal streams coming up that I can grab from if I need to, but there's a big creek or river at 8 miles downhill that I'm going to try to make it to on what I got. Well, it was nice coming around the corner. They gave me a toasted English muffin. They were toasting their muffins. It's not often you get one of those. With cream cheese on it. That was really nice. Had a little safety meeting. So I'm all perked up and in a much better mood than, you know, not that I was in a bad mood or anything, but you know, I'm just not as excited and happy as I normally am. Maybe it's just a perpetual gray skies, threat of rain. It's supposed to rain really heavy tomorrow, I think it is. Town's still 40 plus miles away, so I'm not overly worried about walking in rain. I just hate camping in rain. Trying to set up and break down and all that stuff. Everything gets a little moist. I should definitely lay my sleeping bag out at some point. It's not wet, but, you know, say it got really cold tonight. You know, I don't want to freeze to death. I'm not taking the precautions that I should take. I'm being really lackadaisical about this whole hike. Not following rules, you know. I know how to hike in rain. I did the freaking AT for Christ's sakes. But the first good sprinkly day we have, everything I had got wet. I totally failed. You know, wore holes in my feet because I walked around in wet socks all day. I know I'm supposed to take my socks off and rest and relax more, but I'm not. And I have holes in my feet. Who do I have to blame? Just me. I mean, the new shoes probably have, they definitely have part to do with it. Turns out the logo on it is puffy, and that's what's rubbing me. Their freaking logo is rubbing me. Now, I'm going to have a talk with that company when I'm done with this. Show them some holes in my feet and how it lines up just perfectly with their logo on both sides. That's probably a design flaw right there. So I'm going to try to do 20 plus today. You know, so far terrain's really nice. If this keeps up, I might just be able to do it. That'll put me before a pass.
so I can sleep somewhere, below altitude so I don't freeze my arse off. And then hopefully get into town before the worst of the rains hit. I don't know. That's kind of my loose plan, but I don't know what time it's supposed to start raining or any of that stuff. I haven't checked to see if I have service. I kind of doubt it. I'm in the middle of nowhere, so I don't even like turning my phone on. My battery dies too quick nowadays. I'd like to think I had some sort of virus in the phone that's draining my battery, but I did a whole factory reset on my phone in the last town because I was able to. Finally had everything uploaded into the cloud. My phone was ready to be wiped, but still my battery is dying faster than it should. Third world, that's first world problems. I'm so glad that it is downhill today. My thighs are so torn up. The other day getting lost, I was only lost for an hour, hour and a half, but it was steep. And on this trail, you don't really go up the inclines. So there's not a lot of steps and stairs. You don't have to lift your foot a whole lot. So I haven't been working out the thighs at all. So they are sore as all get out right now. They were yesterday too, but I think today's going to be the worst of it. And then I'll be a little bit stronger after that. But for now, ouch. I have been slacking. It's 12:45 now, and I've only done like 9 miles. Yeah, for shame, for shame. I am obviously not in a hurry to get to town, am I? I'm not really, other than an impending storm. I don't really care. I'm enjoying my hike right now. Everything's pretty interesting. This forest seems older. I don't know why, it just kind of does. The trees aren't any bigger or anything like that. It just has that feel. Really great views, all this exposed rock, mountains and lakes. It's all rather pleasant. No birds, that's not a good sign. But the terrain is pretty mellow. I think the hardest thing the terrain does is make me walk over the areas where they blew up the hard terrain to make it easy. So it's just a bunch of loose rock, where once it would have been, probably something annoying to climb up and over or around. They blew it up for us, because that's how they do. It's kind of fun. There's been rocks and roots, things to bend and stretch my ankles on. Flat terrain does get dull after a while, so this is kind of nice. Just a pleasant walk in the woods, The group I was just taking a break with were telling me about some dude. And I might have met him because we were at VVR at the same time, and there were not a whole lot of hikers there. But evidently he slipped on a stone and went down one of those scary-ass edges and down a good 100 or so vertical feet. And shattered his ankle and, busted himself up real good and had to be air evac'd out. But they say that he said that those were the best views he ever had because, you're hanging from a string on a bed, swinging as they fly the helicopter away. How terrifying would that be? Exciting, what a thrill, what a rush, but at the same time, your ankle's shattered, so that life kind of has to suck. But it's amazing more people don't die. I've slid off the edge more than once, but your instinct is to dive for the trail. I was just picking off the scabs from my last event of doing that just the other day. Good thing your instincts just kick in, though, man. They save you constantly because, when you're walking on a path that's only like 8 inches wide and, you step over 9 and you fall to your death. And sometimes the edge of the trail crumbles. We've been stabbing it with little sticks. I mean, look at it. It's Swiss cheese. So every once in a while it crumbles under your footstep. It just happens. But I don't hear more stories of us dying. It's actually pretty impressive with as many people as walk this trail, not just the through hikers, but hikers in general. Anybody who takes and puts a foot on that spot. And it's amazing more don't die. I'm just pretty impressed. We're creatures that die taking selfies and shit. We're really fragile and dumb. Bad combination. Somebody must have put an egg here. I doubt an animal would have done it. All the hiker trash just hanging out, drying our shit off, having lunch. Not a whole lot of sunlight, but there's a good breeze to dry everything out, so sleeping bag's good, tarp's good, kilt is good, because everything got a little wet last night, but not bad. I dig it. Very soothing Zen waterfall. I feel a little weird, kind of ethereal. I'm not here, I'm not there. Everything's a little more interesting. I think I dosed myself. I found a bag of cookies in the hiker box, and they weren't homemade cookies, but they weren't anything I recognized. But they might have been edibles. And me being me, I ate the whole bag. I didn't know they were those kind of cookies. Because I don't feel quite right. Did I overdose on marijuana? Should I call 911? But yeah, there's, I don't know, something going on. Something's different. My face is all tingly. Nah. Just maybe my blood sugar's dropping or something. Yeah. Do I look a little pale? How do my eyeballs look, huh? Okay. They dilated? I can't tell. I just took a break. I'm very well hydrated. Oh, I got stuff in my beard. I've been eating all day. Maybe just not enough. I don't feel like I'm really pushing myself all that hard. Probably only done, I don't know, maybe 15 miles or so today. It's kind of pathetic. Sometimes I have that up by lunch. And I think it's like 3 or 4 right now. I don't even know. It's been gray all day. I haven't quite seen the sun. Peaks. I can see it behind the clouds, but it doesn't ever really show itself. I feel pretty much normal again. I don't know what the hell that was. I felt pretty odd there for a minute. Even for myself. It's about 5:45. It's been sprinkling for the past couple of hours. Not much at all. I just finally decided to put on rain gear because I had to stop for water anyway. So I figured I might as well throw it on me in my pack. Just because I'm absorbing a tiny amount of water, but it actually was just enough to cool me down. But I want to try to do 6 more miles. That takes me up and over a mountain and down to the bottom. Because I don't want to be near the top tonight just in case it does storm. And hopefully I can find some trees. Because I definitely don't want to cowboy camp again. That was a pretty uncomfortable night. And I was really cold with everything I had on. Because I was wearing 3 pairs of pants, my wool socks, 2 wool shirts, 2 puffies, and my sleeping bag. And I was still cold. And this ain't nothing yet. You know, I'm not even dealing with snow or anything. The water crossing. So yeah, I definitely want to be up in my hammock. And worst case scenario, say I do have to cowboy camp, I'm just going to use the hammock as a bivvy. But I don't think it's waterproof at all. It feels like it'd be absorbent. It just does. So I think if I'm sleeping inside of it and it's getting wet like how my sleeping bag was this morning, the hammock would just get wet too. I don't know. I guess I should test that stuff out. How absorbent is it? if I'm in it and water is falling from the sky, does it just soak through and get me all wet on the inside? I bet it does. Maybe I'm about to find out before this is over, huh? I think I've made it to the top of that climb, and the other side looks pretty much gray and miserable as well. But it's gray and miserable downhill. It's kind of beautiful though. Very quiet and still. I have little birds chirping. And it's just been a light sprinkle. Nothing heavier. I mean, the ground's still dry in a lot of places. Well, I found a campsite about 2 miles shy of where I wanted to go. But, you know, it's getting pretty freaking dark. So I set up pretty well between these two trees. I should have a much better night than I did last night. I'm not set up on the inside yet, but I got trees to hammock from, so I should be way more comfortable.